So, Stevil, the evil one, what are we doing?
All right, we're going to chat about you guys. Now, since this is adult-oriented, the first thing that came to interest is you do some show called Adult Sex Toy Bingo.
Well, yes, sex toy bingo, but it is for adults.
Tell me about this. I'm just curious.
It's you know what? This gentleman here came up with the idea. There was a guy that was doing it on the university and college circuits, and I believe he passed away.
Yeah, it was more or less set up for sexual awareness events and whatnot. The person came out in drag. It was a lot of fun. She would, or he, or we're gender neutral here, would spin her balls, and the balls would come out, and we'd give away dildos and pocket pussies. So it says, great. You know what? What better way to entertain people? But some people, we just want to give a different variation on. Instead of a drag queen, we put in Spenny. So
and of course, I get all the haters and trollers on my social media going, "Oh, your career is really taking off. You're doing sex toy bingo." To which I respond, "I'm getting paid, drinking for free in a room full of horny girls who want sex toys. Who's the loser?"
And it's one of the only things that I've really taken off and sold out at all the universities and colleges. If you guys have ever been to if you're in post-secondary, you ever been to a sex toy bingo show, you know how fun they are. But add a twist with Spenny on there, it's fucked. It just brings it to a whole new level.
It's fucked.
It's foobar, yeah.
Yes, of course. Stevil, I have to say, I'm a huge Stevil fan. I mean, the guy's hilarious. So, if you don't mind, can I turn the tables a little bit and ask you a couple of questions?
Well, this table's fine.
Okay. I rest my case. Stevil, who is your favorite poet?
There's a guy that does a dirty limerick. I don't really know his name, but he's got some work like, there once in the Garden of Eden. In Eden, there was a man named Adam who was massaging the breast of his madam. He smiled with mirth because he knew that on earth there's only two boobs, and he had them. Stuff like that amuses the doctor.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever, people that are role play, have you ever taken Dr. Stevil?
Oh, way to go.
Saved by the bell. Okay, next question.
Have you ever had relations with someone special as Dr. Stevil?
Can you imagine it? Okay, yeah, okay, baby, let's go. The doctor's here. Here's Mini-Me. He's not the only tripod. Check this out, no hands. Yeah,
See,
I
that's
think things
amazing.
could go that way, yeah.
Who do you think was the hottest gal on the Brady Bunch?
You know, when I was watching the Brady Bunch originally, I was a young child, right? So I thought Cindy was pretty damn cute. But as I got older and, things changed and stuff, it was Marsha. Marsha.
Okay.
Yeah.
One last question. Oh, Lord. If you could be anyone in history, who would you be?
That'd be me.
Why does that not surprise me?
I mean, imperfect the way I am, really. What? And a time machine so I can go back in time anytime I want. Okay, yeah.
Speaking of time, the rest of the guys are going to be here in 2 minutes, so let's roll on here.
Yeah, no, sadly I did not realize that the other panel was supposed to only go for half an hour. Instead, I thought it was an hour thing. Poop. Sorry, guys. We learned a little bit about comic book history. Don't give up. Yeah.
Are we taking questions at all?
Yeah, what's going on?
Stuff?
I got a question for Tony.
All right, I got an answer for you.
How come you don't do the X-rated shows anymore?
No, you know what, we, last 32 years, we've done close to 9,000 shows, all mostly university college shows, but as things evolve now, like out of the 9,000 shows that we've done, we've probably hypnotized 100,000 people all over the world. And it's an X-rated show. For those of you guys who don't know, we got people screwing chairs, having orgasms, and it's a lot of entertainment. But as things move on now with the whole consent, rape culture stuff, we've never ever went down that path. But because we're called an X-rated show, it's now we have to rebrand it now because the policies and everything are in place. Even though the show's never ever had one complaint ever in 32 years of touring, we've had to revamp it. So we're not calling it. It's still adult entertainment. It's nothing overboard because it is a university college crowd. But the X-rated was taken off just because it confuses people that have never seen the show before. Gives a wrong impression of what it is.
That's probably why you sell most of your tickets.
Well, yeah, you know, for years, it's, you know, triple X, you know, what are they, you know, what are we in for? So they come in, seeing them. It's a very aggressive show. It's like if you took a WWE wrestler, put him on stage, made him into a hypnotist, and then just very, very adult-based aggressive. But that's what's made us do so well over the last 32 years. The whole X-rated and the element of, I'm so tired right now. The element of the nastiness, but it's not really nasty. So it's, to explain it, it's difficult without actually seeing it.
Gotcha. Right. Yep. Yeah, no.
Yes, of course.
Of course, yeah, you know, I didn't know much about hypnotism or how you would actually hypnotize somebody. I mean, I'm sure that's quite the trick in itself.
No, not at all. It's actually, we tell people how it works. It's just a relaxed state of mind. It's no different than daydreaming. Or better yet, somebody in the room yawns. You can't help but to yawn. Works on the same principles.
Everyone yawn?
It didn't work, yeah, sorry. Okay, Spenny, you're best known with Kenny and Spenny. You guys got together and just did evil things to each other. Like,
No, evil things were done to me.
So how did you agree?
I minimize the evil things.
How did you agree to this? Did you guys like live together? Was this like your only way of like were you getting paid for this just to be cruel to each other?
Thank God we were getting paid.
Wow.
If I didn't get paid for that series, Stevil, I'd let you put me in some laser device and kill me. Yeah, not sure what the question was, but you know, we were friends our whole lives. Our fathers were friends. We had very different personalities. I was nice, he was a scumbag, and we both had comedic chops and knew a lot about comedy and comedy history, and we came up with actually 4 different shows for Will Smith's company, Overbrook Entertainment, and moved to LA. That was the one they liked. That was the one USA Network picked up, and they pulled the plug on us when we were doing the pilot, but we finished it because we were film school geeks, and then like a year later, a guy named John Moranis sold it to CBC, and then we got kicked off of CBC and got really lucky because Showcase picked us up. And here I am. You know, it's a blessing that's helped me in all the other things that I do. It was just a very tortureful show to do. It was a very sadistic show, but it was funny, and we knew that we had to go there to keep the audience engaged.
Yeah, I was told by Kenny that the first punishment that was inflicted upon you is when you had to go to a movie line of people that have not seen the movie and tell them the ending of it.
That's true. Yeah, I did the promenade in Santa Monica. Yeah, that was true. You know, I got sort of, it's funny, after years of doing humiliations, I just got kind of used to it. There was a point where I was doing the most disgusting things and talking about the weather at the same time. Like, you just develop a callus, you get used to it. But when I first started doing them, it was like, oh my God, this is going to be on TV. I look like such an idiot. Then you just stop caring as long as the checks keep rolling in. The evil laugh, I love it.
What?
Wah.
I joined in. It's quite cleansing, really.
Why didn't we talk about, we are collaborating on a comic book.
Right, there's a comic book cover that you guys have prints of you somehow in your underwear and like socks, and you're doing hypnotist things.
Well, yeah,
Explain this.
it's Hypno Bitch. Tony Gray actually is the one that's illustrating. He's done Spider-Man, Batman, Wolverine, and it's quite amazing. But it's based on a lot of it is true, probably a lot exaggerated. And I'm a demented hypnotist that ends up, you know, I'm a scumbag. I've got drug problems. I like
Pervert.
watching.
They're pervert.
Is this a
Yeah,
comic
I'm a
book
pervert.
character, or is this you?
Well, that's the thing. It is and it isn't. It's maybe a little parts of me from the past and now emphasized. I like farm animals. I got this thing for spunk from animals, and so I'm demented.
That's all about the comic.
I like. So that's my character in the comic. So anyways, I'm broke, and I end up running into Spenny, who comes to one of my shows, and he's easily hypnotized. So I think to myself, right on, I spent...
Well, unbelievably easily,
Unbelievably.
like the most suggestible person he's ever seen, and he's hypnotized thousands of people, hundreds of them.
So it comes together where I'm at this bar. I discovered he's really suggestible. I'm broke, so I said, well, why don't I send him out? So I've got him robbing sperm trucks. I got him beating up, boring from the mob. I've got him doing all kinds of crazy things. And he's born again. His faith is all there. And he just so happens that later on I find out he's dating a girl that was my ex-girlfriend that broke my heart that I want back. So I really want to get even with this guy. I'm trying to give him all kinds of venereal diseases that are not permanent, so he goes home and screws up his relationship. So it goes into all kinds of really deep, cool, like the stuff that I couldn't do on stage is the stuff that we're going to be doing in the comic book. So if you can see where that...
The worst pitch I've ever heard in my life.
All right.
And you
No,
said
that's
yes.
basically what it is. We're really excited about it. I can't believe Tony Gray. The style of it is like underground comic from the late '60s. Very different than a superhero style. And would you leave?
Excuse me, I'm going to come right through here.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I managed to leave this here, and it's the most important thing that I own. So there you go. Thank you.
No problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, William Lesnar Lowe. Lopes. A comic book, yes. This is
And, the other thing is that we're distributing ourselves, so there's no editorial. We
I
can go
noticed-
as crazy as we want.
I noticed he cut in when you mentioned Tony Gray, so maybe, we get past him up. That's why he made his entrance. Like, he could have drawn it too,
That's true. But yeah, we wanted it, we didn't want it to be edited, we didn't want anybody to have creative control, so we can put it out in the way that we intended to be. And it's not for everybody. It's gonna be humorous, it's gonna be funny, very dark, and the storylines are gonna be very intricate as things come together.
Whenever I feel pain, I go out of the trance. So he hates my guts, but he has to make sure I'm not in pain, because then I'll go out of the trance. And it's really like a road movie. Where you're on the run from every legal authority that's out
Yeah, that's
there.
the other thing. All the law enforcement people are after me, and there's one part of the comic book is where I actually find a way to give him a venereal disease, but it's not it's not permanent. So I decided that it's vaginal warts.
No, just warts, genital warts.
Genital warts, but it has to be a transsexual person that was with him, so he's got it on his ass, and every time he goes to the bathroom, it hurts, and he snaps out of his hypnotic state, so that's a bit of a pain in the butt, because I gotta keep putting him back under to do some more demented stuff.
And this was a movie, actually, I wanted to make with Tony. But raising money for a movie is very, very hard. Especially for something this crazy.
I know some weird people up there that would support that on Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. Yeah, people do. People make money on that. I don't know. We got a GoFundMe thing, I think, coming up.
Yeah, well, they said at some point.
Is this plan to be a one-shot, a series?
No, we're gonna go with it, because I still do, we're still touring with myself, we're still doing about 140 university colleges every year between Canada, United Kingdom, and whatever else, so there's certainly a massive marketplace of where this distribution for the comics could take place, and obviously, with the Kenny and Spenny show, with the Spenny solo show, we're just putting another show together with Spenny with Sean Evans, who's from the last season of The Bachelorette, doing the whole awareness consent campaign for universities and colleges to try to fill that mandate. So, not the comic books can be sold there because it's just completely not relevant to the show. But just another thing that Spenny's working on.
Right. You do anything normal?
No. I don't know, maybe.
Well, you are.
I like to go to bed early.
You are a musician now.
That's why I hate him. What?
You are a musician.
Yeah, I play music. That's something I've been doing for a long, long time, and I've managed to get to the point where I can perform in front of people and get paid.
I'm talking about music, okay, not the book.
The music. No, blues. I play blues music, old Delta blues, old country, and classic rock.
Cool. You play in public? Can we?
Yeah. Well, I just played Windsor Shenanigans. I did about 4 dates there, or 3 or 4, I can't remember. I'm probably gonna play at, is that still open, that place where Kenny and I played, the weed place, what's it called? Higher Limits? Yeah, I think I might be playing there. Anybody cares, go to my social media, I always announce the stuff there.
And Tony, how do we find out about your shows?
We haven't done public shows for a long time. They're mostly closed university college campus shows. We may do, we may start doing some stuff again to general public, but it's been about 15 years or so. In Ontario anyway, since we've done anything. It's a good idea though, it's just we're, after 9,000 shows, like I was freaking burning out. It's nice to take some time off.
Fair enough, wow. So the mind control.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but the problem is, it's, we have a lot of fun, but, I drink for a living. It's, I'm out, and I party my brains out. When I'm working, I drink, the promoter wants to take you out afterwards, you're drinking, you go back, you repeat it the next day, and you have a lot of fun. It's been a blast on tour, but when every day becomes a blast, it gets, it wears on you a bit. Things, struggling to throw sentences together, string words together.
We know, we can hear.
Yeah, fucker.
Yeah, good friends again.
But it's great, for me, it's the management side. I developed the Trailer Park Boys first tour with Randy and Leahy, so 10 plus years ago. So I'm shifting a lot of stuff from what I'm doing, and a few years ago, we've been trying to get Kenny and Spenny to tour for, 8 years ago, probably when I started, and it wasn't up until like 3 years ago, finally, every year, hey Kenny, come on, let's take this thing on the road, let's build something. He goes, what, this, and they were really busy, and then finally 3 years ago, we finally came out and developed the Kenny and Spenny live show. So my focus is more on getting off, I should rephrase that, is taking myself off tour and working more on the back end. I like doing the management side of things.
You like the back end, eh?
I like the back end.
Yeah.
Gotta get off on the back end.
Yeah. That got weird.
No, he's the best, Tony's just the best.
For sure. Any questions from the audience? Okay.
For Spenny, what was your least favorite episode that you ever had to do for Kenny?
Jeez, I never heard that question. The least favorite was the one when we were attached together in the 69 position. It was just, it's just bad enough to imagine it, then imagine the smell of that big Kenny Watts. The sweat. Oh, it's so gross. I'm getting nauseous thinking about it.
So do I.
In the episode Who Can Bone More Women, what was your reaction in the episode when the woman you had been with was actually a man?
Thank you for that question. Little prick. Anyways, I've stated that I've written on my website everything you ever want to know about that, and I won't talk about it publicly, but I haven't paid for my website, so they took it down, so I guess I have to answer. The question was, how did I feel?
Yeah.
Not, it was a weird thing because it's not like I'm a politically correct person, but I am a person who believes, I hate homophobes, for example. I believe people are people, and everybody, as long as they're happy and not hurting anybody, it's all good. So I couldn't react by vomiting, because somehow that would make me look homophobic. So it was just like this bizarre kind of, and then I knew that the Kenny hater, the Spenny haters that are Kenny fans would be all over me for the rest of my life, basically, for this. And, it was just, I knew it was amazingly funny, because that's a TV show. Like, where do you see that on a fucking reality show? It's crazy. But it happened, and that is what it is. But there will be certain assholian people that will continually pummel me over this, and I don't really see what the big deal is. But thank you for the question.
How do you guys, for Spenny, how do you guys smooth things over for your neighbors at the apartment, the police, stuff like that, so that it's not like
Well, a lot of it was inside, the house, so it was relatively private. We had a couple of run-ins with the police. I think I went to jail for one night when I assaulted Kenny in a park. And it wasn't even an assault, he just fucking lied. But anyways, I don't know, it was, we really didn't have too many problems. I think the fire department came a couple of times. Oh, you are unbelievable.
I knew, right?
But did I answer your question? Yeah, there really wasn't too many problems. It was more my psychological problems that really fucking mattered. Yeah.
Anyone else, any questions?
So, obviously I'm a fan, but it's so hard for me to believe that broadcasters have zero interest in doing anything else. I mean, what can you say about the fact that there seems
I
to be
think that
such-
well, first of all, we're in Canada,
Yeah.
right? They're American, so everybody knows. Good luck in 8 days. So the way it works here, most people don't understand in America, like it's kind of a socialized system. The shows are granted a certain amount of money is private money and a certain amount is public money, basically, which gives them a greater nervousness about putting material on that's edgy. One of the reasons why we got away with what we got away with was, in my opinion, negligence by the broadcaster, especially CBC, never coming to set. As far as I know, we never really got notes from them. Then Showcase, because it was cable, was less of a problem. They were a great partner. But I don't know, I can't explain it. I think Kenny or Spenny fundamentally is a cult show. It doesn't have a huge audience that would guarantee, and it's also way out there. So it's just the movie business. It's very tough, and we could even. Is there an off switch on that fucking thing?
Sir, it's my daughter.
Okay, call Shirley.
Hey, I'm in a panel right now speaking, but just give Elka a call, please.
Hello?
Hello?
Evil doctor?
Put her on speaker.
Hi, Shirley's. Hello? Hello?
Hey guys.
Hi, I'm in a panel, actually. Everyone can hear you right now.
Hello?
We're here.
Okay. Do you want to give Elka a call, please?
Elka call?
Yes, give her a call and she'll let you in.
Alright.
Okay, see you soon.
No love, just.
All right.
Women, I love you.
Well, yeah, I was going to say it, but I didn't want to,
Any more questions?
Spenny, if you could play a live-action version of any superhero or villain, who would you pick and why?
I'm not a big superhero guy, to be honest with you. I guess Iron Man, just because he's rich and.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, Iron Man, I guess. I'm really not a comic book guy. I have nothing against it. It's just I'm more in the music world.
Right. Okay.
Favorite episode?
Who can stay naked the longest?
Okay.
I thought that was a really nice. Both of our insanities came out really well in that, I thought.
Okay.
What was your favorite humiliation you gave Kenny?
Probably making out with the octogenarian. I don't know. And he actually, the truth is, we were going to the park to meet this older woman who was going to make out with him, and he tried to talk me into doing. Like, this is how, like, I'm naive. I mean, I think the show proves that. But, like, that's really, come on, Spenny. It'd be so much funnier if you do it. I'll do another one next week. We'll even it out. And no, you're going to make out with that old lady with your tongue.
That's amazing. Wow. You're still friends, huh? Yeah.
I don't know. Our relationship has been very volatile over the years. But and you get older, right? We both have kids, wives, and we live in different cities. And he's a prick. There's a bunch of reasons. But I love him and he loves me. But we don't get along so well. In fact, we used to bicker so much that friends would come to me and say, "Dude, we don't want to hang out with you guys anymore." Because you're fighting all the time, this is way before TV, or the thought that we even would be up on TV. That's just the way who we were.
So with that said, were you guys pretty much yourselves on the show?
Yeah, fundamentally. I mean, you know, Kenny is a Machiavellian kind of scam artist who his ethic is the least you do and the more you get in general is a success. Where I feel the exact opposite. I love doing, I love working, practicing, paying my dues, doing the homework, so to speak, in general terms. And that's who we really are, you know? And people love the way he is. And one or two love the way I am. It's just, that's the way it works.
I was just raising my hand because I'm one of the people that.
And Seth Meyers is here.
I support that.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I support the honest man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just that people are different and we're thrown together. We just both have big enough egos to fight against each other.
Would you ever let your kids watch what you guys were doing? Like,
A couple of episodes here and there, but they're a long way away from that. But yeah, I guess, I don't know, when you have kids, like, you don't really know what they're gonna be like when they're older, right? So I'm gonna wait and see. If I think they can handle it and won't think I'm the biggest idiot in the world, and let them see it. If not, they'll probably see it themselves somehow rather than figure it out. The internet's ruined everything.
This one's for Spenny. Because you're into the music scene. If you could open for any performer, musical performer, who would it be?
Oh, God, you know, probably John Hammond, oddly enough. Yeah, because he's sort of my hero. And I met him, and he's just a gentleman and an amazing guy. And when I saw him when I was a kid, doing all the stuff solo, blowing the harp, playing the guitar, stomping his foot, that's what I wanted to do. And it took me 30 years to get to the point of doing it half as good as he does, you know what I mean? So that would be kind of cool. But then again, we're so similar, it'd probably be a horrible idea.
As long as you love what you do, right?
That's what it's all about.
That's right.
Cool. Well, we've got another panel coming in. They're full of wrestlers. They're probably going to beat the heck out of the doctor. Thank you very much, guys. But when is your comic book coming out?
Well, we're hoping probably in the next couple of months. We had some setbacks and some untimely family issues through the group that's involved in putting it together. But we're hoping before Christmas time, make good stocking stuffers for people.
Yeah, for sure. Like farm animals, right?
What's the website?
And you know what? It's going to be hypnobitch.com, but it's not up and running yet. That's the name of the comic, Hypnobitch, because it sees my bitch.
To be shipped to the States?
Sorry?
Is it able to be shipped to the States?
Yeah, we're going to ship it worldwide and everything, because our base, because there, I don't know if a lot of people know, it's Kenny and Spenny, it's syndicated. They're massive over in Germany, South Africa, Australia. It's
First, the Germans love two Jews making asses of themselves.
Yeah, well, it's amazing how the fanatical fans in Germany, it's been...
This is amazing, yeah.
Look at the stupid Juden. Anyways.
Yeah, very funny. Haha. Now the secret password is Ludenstein. Okay.
Love you, Stevil. You're a delight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.